we need a project to work on. So let's start by recording an audio. So to record an audio, just install Audacity and then click on the record button. And if it doesn't record, make sure that the correct microphone is selected there. So I'm going to click on record. So this is the sample audio that I want to work on, and I want some areas to be loud and some areas just to be lower than the rest. And then we're going to rectify these areas later on. Okay, so that's pretty much it for this audio sample. So I will stop. So we've recorded our audio. Let us see how we can start compressing this audio and making it louder. Before I do any compression on this audio, I want to make sure that there is no white noise. I want to remove the background noise in this video. And then after that, we're going to compress and normalize the audio so that we can raise the amplitude of this audio. So first, I'll just select there and I will use the noise reduction feature in Audacity. You can get the noise, make sure these are low, because the best way to do noise reduction is to do it multiple times using low ratios. I'm going to click on get the noise profile, and then I'll just come back and repeat noise reduction. The audio is pretty short, so it's going to happen pretty fast and you won't even see what's happening. And I also have other plugins, RX. If you know about RX, Isotope RX, I do have that installed as well, and I can use some of those features to remove the noise in my audio. So I'm going to do a denoise, and I'm just going to apply these. Apply, and you can see my audio is pretty small, therefore everything happens instantaneously. My audio is short, and that's why it's happening instantaneously. Once I remove the background noise, the next thing I want to do is I want to raise the amplitude of my audio, and I can just use the normalize feature of Audacity. So if I scroll up, I'm going to find normalize. And the reason I'm normalizing is because it's going to help me do the compression. How is it going to help me? When it comes to doing a compression, I'm going to look at, let me zoom out, and it's going to help me do the compression by helping me know which areas of the audio are the lowest and which are the highest, and that's going to help me choose. So for instance, I can look at that and I want to see the highest point of the audio. Keep an eye out on here, and it's going to mark the highest area of our audio when we get to do the compression. Okay, so that's pretty much it for this. So you can see, let's play it again. Okay, so that's pretty much it. So you can see that the highest point of the audio was actually at 0. And that's probably because there are clicks in this audio. So let me remove some of these clicks. And if I come down here now, if you don't have RX, you don't have to do this. I'm just using this because it is a plugin that I have. If you don't have it, then don't worry about it. I will apply that, and it's going to remove any of those clicks if there are any. That's it for this video. In this video, we've seen how we can remove the background noise. So if you don't have the RX plugins, what you can do is you can just use the noise reduction from Audacity. You get the noise, do it again until there is no background noise. And once you're done with that, you'll just come and normalize the audio to raise the amplitude of the audio. The next step is compressing the audio. So what is audio compression? Audio compression is bringing out the highest parts of the audio to match with the lowest parts of the audio. So like you can see, this one is pretty high and some of these are pretty low. So compression will help you to try and reduce the high levels of your audio so that they can match with the low points of the audio. Let's just look at the compression tool in Audacity, and then I'm going to explain the compression aspects of this tool when you're using it in Audacity. So I'm going to come here under effects. I will look for the compressor. There it is. Just click on compressor. Let me explain what these settings do. Now the threshold, at what point you want to reduce your audio to. The higher it is, -14 is high, of course. The higher it is, the less your audio is going to get compressed. So if it is there, your audio will not get too compressed. And let me just do this as an example. I'm going to take it there to -8 dB, and I'll just do, so make sure that you don't check this and check that if it is checked. So this is just a sample that I'm doing. So I'm just going to do that, and you can see the compression was not even visible. The compression is not even noticeable because of the setting I chose there. So if I come back to effects and compressor, before I do that, let me just Control Z to undo. If you are not on Windows like me, you can just come here under edit and you'll do undo compressor. So I will come back to effects and then I will go to compressor once again. And this time round, let me increase the threshold and let me just put it somewhere around 30. This may seem like a lot, but this is usually the best way that I do my compression. So when you do that, you'll see that your audio has definitely been compressed, and this is very visible. So I will do Control Z again. If I come back here, I can just do it there instead of doing Control Z. And let's come back to the compressor tool. The most important settings here are threshold. Now the most important settings here are the threshold and the noise flow. Now as for the noise flow, you're probably wondering what this is. Now the noise flow, this is the point at which you don't want any compression to happen because it's going to affect the quality of your audio. At this point, if you compress your audio, the noise flow may take some of the audio from there. So let me find out what is the noise dB, the white noise dB on my audio. So if I put it there, let me just select that area and I can play, and you can see that the noise dB, the noise level is around -54 decibels. So that means that if I want to be safe in compressing my audio, I'll come here under effects, in the compressor tool. Where is the compressor? In the compressor tool, and I can raise this above that. So the noise, for me, noise is about there, right? So this is where the white noise is. So what I can do is I can raise it so that it doesn't take any of my audio. Okay, so I can raise it even to -40 dB, and that way I'm going to make sure that even the low points of my audio are not compressed, and if they're compressed, it may affect the overall quality of my audio. And then the next thing here, we have the ratio. Now just play around with this. I usually just do 2:1, but you can do more, but 2:1 is always a good choice, whether you're doing music or you're doing voiceovers like this. Just do 2:1. Or you can even try other ratios and see the result that it brings to you. Attack time, I'm going to leave it at 0.2 seconds. You need to put this at a low level because if you do it at a higher time, you'll find that there are certain areas that will not get compressed. I'll just put mine at somewhere there. So in this video, we've looked at the compression settings. For Audacity, you can just choose your settings based on your audio. Let's use this as our lowest point of audio and play it later on. So you can see that's about -16 dB. So that means that if you come here under the compressor, you want to make sure that at least you're compressing to about -16 dB. But for me, I want to make sure that the compression happens once. So I can just put it down even up to -25 dB. And I will do the compression and you'll see that the results are very visible on the audio waves. You can even compress again if you still find that the audio are not in line as much as you want. You can come back and do another compression, but of course that also affects the quality of the audio. I'm just going to show you how to normalize, but in the next video, we're going to do amplification. So you can come back here and you can normalize the audio to 0 dB. You'd have to do compression a number of times. If you really want the audio to be in line, you'd have to do compression multiple times, but that is not advisable because it also affects the quality of the audio somehow. So in this video, I've just gone over how you can quickly compress the audio and raise the volume. In the next video, let's see how you can raise the volume if you want the volume of your audio to be over 0 dB. If you normalize, you see that the maximum you can get is 0 decibels. Let's work on that in the next video. We're going to amplify the audio. As for now, I'm just going to undo, normalize, but I can leave the compression. So I have compressed the audio. If you want to, you can even do compression again. You can even reduce that further and then do the compression again. So in this video, after doing compression, what I want to do is I want to amplify the audio. Amplification can also be done via normalize, but if you normalize the audio as I did in the last video, you'll see that you can't go above 0 dB. Maybe this is not loud enough for you and you want it to be louder. So let's see how we can amplify the audio in this video. So I'm going to come here under effects and I'll click on amplify. Under amplification, maybe you want to amplify. Please note that I have selected this. If I select this, it means that I will allow clipping. If I uncheck that and I put my maximum peak amplitude to 1 dB, it's going to disable these buttons, and this is because it wants to make sure that you know what you're doing. And if you raise the audio up to this level, there will be some clipping. So you can preview the audio. So this is a sample audio that if the audio is pretty low and you've compressed it well and you want to raise it to 2 dB, you can try and do that and listen to it. And if the quality is not too bad, then you can use that. But just stick with 1 dB if you really want to raise your audio to above 0 dB. I'm going to amplify that. Of course, this is louder than the one we had, and you can see I still have room. I can even go above 1 dB. So why don't we try and undo that, and then we're going to see amplification, and let's try and amplify up to 1.5 dB. There is no clipping, so the audio gets clipped once it reaches there. Let me just do an example to show you how your audio will get clipped. Let's come to amplify and let's just go crazy with this, and let's do it up to 4. Now this is too much amplification, so let's just try and see the result. And even this, you can see that the audio is still not that clipped. So it will be loud, but some of the audio has been clipped. You can see like there, the audio has gone above that line, and that means that it was clipped. So you can even go crazier and take it to 10 decibels. So I'm just doing this to show you the implication of this value. Okay. And then now this one clearly shows you how much your audio has been clipped. And you can see in this case, everything has been clipped. All the audio was amplified and clipped. Anything that was above this line got clipped. So let's play and listen to the quality. So this is a sample audio that I want to work on. And you can even hear that the audio quality is now sounding like it's too loud. So the next thing, I'm just going to undo that. And I want to go back to my value of 1.5, which seemed normal. Okay, so if you compare that quality with this, so this is a sample audio that I want to work on, and I want some areas to be loud. So this is a workable audio. This is audio that you can use, and you see that based on the original audio that we had, the sound is much louder, the quality is much louder. You won't have problems whereby people have to raise the volume too much to listen or hear what you're saying. So that was the point of this tutorial. We've gone through all the steps that you need to make your audio at least louder. So that's it for this. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. And I hope this will help you to increase the volume of your audio using the Audacity compression and the amplification tool in Audacity. That's it for this tutorial. I will see you in another one.